Is dairy a friend or foe for your A1C? Let's break it down in your quick guide to dairy and blood sugar management. We're covering the everyday items you actually buy: milk, yogurt, kefir, cottage cheese, cream cheese, sour cream, and all those glorious cheeses. Plus, I'll show you how to pick portions that help keep your blood sugar steadier. First, the big idea. Most dairy foods have a low glycemic impact. This means the rise in your blood glucose is often much gentler than what you'd get from something like juice or white bread. However, here's a key detail. The proteins in dairy can trigger a bit more insulin. And honestly, everyone responds differently. That's why your meter or CGM is always your best guide. Let's start with milk. It's totally fine in measured servings. The key word here is measured. Pour 1 cup. Don't just free pour from the carton. If you're a fan of chocolate or strawberry milk, think of those as a dessert because of all the added sugar. A smarter swap? Take plain milk and add a little unsweetened cocoa powder and a no-calorie sweetener. All the flavor, none of the sugar spike. Moving on to yogurt and kefir? Your best bet is to go for plain or anything labeled with 0 grams of added sugar. Greek yogurt or Icelandic skyr are fantastic choices because they're packed with protein. Aim for about 15 to 20 grams of protein per serving. You can then sweeten it yourself with some fresh berries, a sprinkle of cinnamon, or a few chopped nuts for a satisfying crunch. Now, let's talk about a real powerhouse: cottage cheese. It's high in protein and very low in carbs. It's delicious with berries, or if you prefer savory, try it with some chopped cucumber and cherry tomatoes. Just be cautious with those pre-flavored single-serving cups, as some of them can have sneaky added sugars. What about cream cheese and sour cream? They are very low in carbohydrates, which is great, but they are also calorie-dense. The trick is to use just a thin layer on your whole grain toast, or a small spoonful, to add richness to a dish without overdoing the calories. Finally, the cheese checklist. Aged cheeses like a sharp cheddar or Parmesan are virtually carb-free. Fresher cheeses like ricotta, paneer, or queso fresco have a little more lactose, so a few more carbs. A good rule of thumb is to keep your portion to about 1 ounce, that's about the size of your thumb or a pair of dice. Pair it with fiber, like some veggies or a lean protein, to create a balanced, satisfying meal. So, to quickly recap this first half, measure your milk, choose plain yogurt or kefir, and hit that protein goal. Use rich toppings like cream cheese lightly, and keep your cheese portions honest. Coming up, I'll show you a few visuals to really lock in these ideas. And then, we'll dive into ice cream, frozen desserts, condensed and evaporated milk, more unflavored milks, and the amazing whey protein pre-meal trick. Let's talk dairy. First up, the treat tier. Regular ice cream, low-fat ice cream, frozen yogurt, and even sherbet. While fat can slow down how quickly your blood sugar rises, the sugars in these treats definitely add up. So, think of them as an occasional indulgence, not a nightly ritual. Here's a great tip. Pour a small bowl, sit down, and savor it. Give yourself 10 minutes before even thinking about a second scoop. Most of the time, that simple pause is all it takes to realize you're satisfied. Now for those cans in the baking aisle: sweetened condensed milk and evaporated milk. Sweetened condensed milk is essentially a sugar concentrate. It's fantastic in recipes, but remember, a little teaspoon goes a very long way. Evaporated milk is concentrated milk, meaning it has more carbs than regular milk. So, measure it carefully, almost like you would a syrup. If a recipe asks for half a cup, try using 1/3 of a cup and adding a splash of water to maintain the right texture. And what about buttermilk? It's tangy, cultured, and has about the same carb count as regular milk. It's brilliant in pancakes, marinades, and dressings. If you enjoy drinking it straight, just treat it like milk and stick to 1 measured cup. Let's uncover a sneaky one: dry milk powder. It often hides in breads, soups, and sauces to add creaminess, but it also adds concentrated lactose. So when you see non-fat dry milk on a label, pay attention to the serving size and count those carbs in your meal plan. Flavored milk and milkshakes? It's best to think of these as dessert by default. If you love them, a simple fix is to shrink the serving. Or, even better, make your own healthier version at home. Just blend plain milk with a teaspoon of unsweetened cocoa, a no-calorie sweetener, and a few ice cubes. You get all that volume and creaminess, making it feel like a bigger treat without the extra sugar. Here's a powerful tool many people find helpful: a whey protein pre-meal. Taking about 15 to 30 grams of whey protein mixed with water about 10 to 15 minutes before a higher carb meal can help lessen the glucose spike. It's easy to do. Mix it in a shaker cup, drink it down, and set a timer on your phone. Just remember, this is a tool, not a cure-all. If you have a milk protein allergy, you'll need to skip this, and it's always smart to talk to your doctor first, especially if you use insulin. Let's quickly recap some easy portion sizes to remember. For milk, aim for 1 cup. For yogurt, about 3/4 of a cup to 1 cup is a good target, aiming for 12 to 20 grams of protein per serving. For cheese, 1 ounce is a serving, which looks like about 2 dice, and those delicious rich fats like butter, ghee, and cream? They're basically carb-free but high in calories, so use them to add flavor, not as the main part of your meal. If this was helpful and you want more simple, practical guides for managing your health, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.